Hello and welcome in definite integration. Let's begin with the first question. In this question, we have to integrate x square. Limit is from 2 to 3. So, integration of x square is nothing but 2 plus 1, or we can say cube upon 3, and our limit is from 2 to 3. So, this 1 by 3 will be as it is. Let's place upper limit, which is 3 cube, minus lower limit, which is 2 cube. 3 cube is 27, minus 2 cube is 8, whole divided by 3. 27 minus 8 by 3 will be 19 by 3 is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate root x upon 30 minus x raised to 3 by 2. Limit is from 4 to 9. Let's use substitution method. 30 minus x raised to 3 by 2 is the inner function, and its differentiation is also available. So let's assume 30 minus x raised to 3 by 2 is equal to t. So differentiation of 30 will be 0 minus differentiation of x raised to 3 by 2 will be 3 by 2 x raised to 3 by 2 minus 1, or we can say 1 by 2 dot dx will become your dt. Don't forget to change the limit, because this limit is for x, and now we are changing our variable from x to t. So when x is equal to 9, your t will be 30 minus 9 raised to 3 by 2. It will be 3. Similarly, when x is equal to 4, then your t will be 30 minus 4 raised to 3 by 2, 22. Done. So we can modify our integration as integration. So this root x dx will become your minus 2 by 3 dot dt, and 1 upon 30 minus x raised to 3 by 2 will become your t, and limit will be 22 to 3. Minus 2 by 3 is constant. Take it outside. Integration of 1 upon t will be log mod t. Our limits are from 22 to 3. So we can say minus 2 by 3 log mod upper limit is your 3 minus log mod lower limit is your 22. If we multiply minus within the bracket, we will get 2 by 3 log mod 22 minus log 3. So we can simplify this as 2 by 3 log 22 by 3. This is your final answer. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate x upon x plus 1, x plus 2. Limit is from 1 to 2. So let's use partial fraction for simplification. So the first step of the partial fraction is proper assumption. X plus 1 and x plus 2 both are linear factor. So for x plus 1, we have to assume a upon x plus 1, and for x plus 2, we have to assume b upon x plus 2. So let's take LCM. So left side will be x, and on right side a into x plus 2 plus b into x plus 1. Now we are ready for the second step, in which we have to assume proper value of x to find a and b. So to get the value of a, we need to get x plus 1 equal to 0. And for that, we have to take x is equal to minus 1. So our left side will be minus 1 is equal to a into 1 plus b into 0. You can say the value of a is minus 1. Now similarly, let's try to get the value of b, and for that we need to get x plus 2 equal to 0. So we have to take x is equal to minus 2. Left side will be minus 2 is equal to a into 0 plus b into minus 1. So we can say the value of b will be 2. So here we complete our second step. Now in third step, we have to use equation number 1. So let's get our equation number 1 over here. Now let's place the value of a and b. We know the value of a is minus 1 and the value of b is 2. Integrate both the side. On left side we will get our I, and on right side we have to integrate 1 upon x plus 1, and this 2 is constant, take it outside, and 1 upon x plus 2 dot dx. Limits are from 1 to 2. Minus will be as it is. Integration of 1 upon x plus 1 is log mod x plus 1. Limit is from 1 to 2. Plus 2 will be as it is. Integration of 1 upon x plus 2 is log mod x plus 2. Limit is from 1 to 2. Now let's put the limit to get our final answer. This minus will be as it is. Upper limit will give us log mod 2 plus 1, or we can say 3, minus lower limit 1 log mod 1 plus 1 will give us 2, plus 2 will be as it is. Let's place upper limit in the second term, will give us log 2 plus 2, or we can say 4, minus log 1 plus 2, or we can say 3. We can simplify this as log 32 by 27. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate sine cube 2t, cos 2t. Limit is from 0 to pi by 4. Here, inner function is sine 2t, and its differentiation is also available in multiplication of cos 2t. So let's assume sine 2t is equal to x. Differentiate both the side, we will get cos 2t into 2 dot dt is equal to dx. Very good. So we can say cos 2t dot dt is nothing but dx by 2. Now we need to change the limit also. For t is equal to pi by 4, we will get x is equal to sine 2t, or we can say 2 times pi by 4. So 1. Similarly, for t is equal to 0, we will get x is equal to sine 2 times 0, or we can say sine 0, which will be 0. So we are ready to modify our integration. This sine 2t is assumed as a x. So here we'll get x cube, and this cos 2t dot dt will give us dx by 2, and our limits will be from 0 to 1. So this 1 by 2 will be constant, take it outside. We just have to integrate x cube, which is nothing but just 4. So 1 by 2 into 4 will give us 1 by 8. Your upper limit is 1. So 1 raised to 4 minus lower limit is 0. It's equal to 4. So finally we will get 1 by 8 as your final answer. Ta-da! So in this question, we have to integrate 5x raised to 4 under root of x raised to 5 plus 1. We have two polynomials with order 4, and second one have order of 5. So let's assume q as a t. So x raised to 5 plus 1 is equal to t. Differentiate both the side, we will get 4 plus 0 dot dx is equal to dt. Now we should change the limit also. for x is equal to 1, we will get t is equal to 1 raised to 5 plus 1, or we can say 2. Similarly, for x is equal to minus 1, we will get t is equal to minus 1 raised to 5 plus 1, or we can say 0. So we are ready to modify our integration. Our integration will be, instead of from minus 1 to 1, our limits will change from 0 to 2. And this 5x raised to 4 dot dx will become your dt, and under root of x raised to 5 plus 1 will become your t. Simply we have to integrate under root of t, which is nothing but t raised to 1 by 2. So integration of t raised to 1 by 2 will be t raised to t by 2 upon 3 by 2, and our limits are from 0 to 2. So now this 2 by 3 will be as it is. Let's put upper limit, which is 2 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0 raised to 3 by 2, which is your lower limit. So finally, here we will get this 2 by 3 will be as it is. 2 raised to 3 by 2 is nothing but 2 root 2 root. So here we'll get 4 root 2 by 3 is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate tan inverse x upon 1 plus x square. Limit is from 0 to 1. The differentiation of tan inverse x is available with the multiplication of dx. So it is preferable that we should assume tan inverse x is equal to t. Differentiate both the side. We will get 1 upon 1 plus x square dot dx will be your dt. Now we should change the limit. Your upper limit for x is 1. So we will get t is equal to tan inverse 1, which is nothing but pi by 4. And now lower limit is 0. So for that we will get t is equal to tan inverse 0, which is equal to 0. So we are ready to modify our integration. Our integration will be from 0 to pi by 4. Instead of tan inverse x, we have to put t, and dx upon 1 plus x square will become your dt. So simply we have to integrate t raised to 1, which is t square by 2, and our limits are from 0 to pi by 4. This 1 by 2 will be as it is. Your upper limit is pi by 4. So we'll get pi by 4 the whole square minus lower limit is 0 whole square, or we can say we will get pi square by 32 as your final answer. Ta-da! Let me remind you the mode function. Mode x is equal to x if x is greater than 0, and it will be minus x if x is less than 0. So first of all, we should find out at which point the inner function of mode is 0. For that, we have to take x cube minus x is equal to 0. Now let's take x common. So we'll get x square minus 1 is equal to 0. Or we can say x into x minus 1 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. So our function will be 0 at x equal to 0, x is equal to 1, and x is equal to minus 1. X equal to 0 is belongs to minus 1 to 2, and x equal to 1 is also belongs to minus 1 to 2. Let's draw a number line minus infinity to plus infinity and plot the points. X equal to 0, x is equal to 1, and x is equal to minus 1. Our limit is from minus 1 to 2. So as you can see, x equal to 0 and 1 both are belongs to our interval. और एक बात और, कया पार्ट में प्लस हशे कया पार्ट में नेगेटिव हशे? Take any point between minus 1 and 0. let's say x is equal to minus 0.5, and for x is equal to minus 0.5, we will get our fx is equal to minus 0.5, minus 1.5 and 0.5, which is greater than 0. So this interval will be positive. Similarly, the next interval will be negative and this interval will be positive. So we can say our integration will be divided into three parts: 1, 2 and 3. First part will be from minus 1 to 0 plus from 0 to 1, and finally from 1 to 2. Done? Now from minus 1 to 0 our function is positive, so we can say function will be x cube minus x dot dx, and from 0 to 1 our function is negative, so we can say minus x cube minus x, and in next interval the function is positive, so positive x cube minus x dot dx. Now we just have to integrate. Let's integrate first term. Integration of x cube will be x raised to 4 by 4 minus x square by 2. Our limit is from minus 1 to 0, minus integration of x cube, again x raised to 4 by 4 minus x square by 2, but limit is from 0 to 1, plus x raised to 4 by 4 minus x square by 2, and limit is from 1 to 2. Now let's place the limit. Upper limit is 0, so we will get 0, minus lower limit is minus 1, so we will get minus 1 raised to 4 will give us 1 by 4, minus minus 1 square will also give us 1 by 2, minus, now it's time for the second term. Upper limit is 1, so place 1, we will get 1 raised to 4 upon 4 minus 1 square by 2, minus lower limit is 0, so we'll get 0, plus it's time for the last term. Upper limit is 2, so 2 raised to 4 will be 16 by 4 minus 2 square will be 4 by 2, minus lower limit is 1, so we'll get 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2. Let's open all the bracket, so we'll get so finally we will get 2 minus 1 by 4 3 times, or we can say minus 3 by 4, and 1 by 2 3 times plus 3 by 2. So finally you will get 11 by 4 as your final answer. Ta-da! We have to integrate sine square x, and limit is from minus pi by 4 to pi by 4, which suggests that we should check the function is odd or even. Your function is sine square x, so f of minus x will be sine square minus x, which is exactly equal to the sine square x, right? Because of this square, negative will become positive, which is equal to f of x. So we can say our function is even. So I can be converted into 2 times integration of 0 to pi by 4 sine square x. So let's convert this sine square x into 1 cos double the angle divided by 2 dot dx, and our limit is from 0 to pi by 4. So your final answer is pi by 4 minus 1 by 2. Here we have to integrate x sin x upon 1 plus cos square x. Limit is from 0 to pi. Our function is basically x into function of sin x type sum. So in this kind of a question, we should replace our x changes to summation of limit pi plus 0 minus x, or we can say pi minus x. So our limits still will be 0 to pi. We just have to replace x by pi minus x. So here we'll get pi minus x sine pi minus x upon 1 plus cos square pi minus x dot dx. So integration 0 to pi, here we'll get pi minus x. Sine pi minus x is nothing but sine x upon 1 plus cos pi minus x is minus cos x, but square of it will give us cos square x dot dx. Now we have to multiply the bracket with the pi and x one by one. So let's multiply. Whole bracket multiply with pi will give us pi into sine x upon 1 plus cos square x minus whole bracket multiply with x will give us x sine x upon 1 plus cos square x. Our limit is still from 0 to pi. Now, as you can see, your second term is nothing but I, and in first term we can take pi common. So here we will get limit is from 0 to pi sine x upon 1 plus cos square x dot dx. I take on the left side, we will get 2i is equal to the whole term will be as it is. So just put it as it is. So to integrate this term, the preferable operation is assume cos x is equal to t, because its differentiation is also available. The differentiation of cos x is minus sin x dot dx is equal to dt. Now we should change the limit. Your upper limit is pi, the relative value of t cos pi, which is minus 1. Now your lower limit is 0 and related value of t for this is cos 0, which is 1. So our 2y will be I as it is integration. Limits will change from 1 to minus 1, and sin x dx will become your minus dt, and 1 upon 1 plus cos square x will become 1 upon 1 plus t square. Due to this negative sign, interchange the limit 1 to minus 1, 1 upon 1 plus t square dot dt, and our I will be pi by 2. Integration of 1 upon 1 plus t square is nothing but tan inverse t. Limit is from minus 1 to 1. So pi by 2 will be as it is. Tan inverse upper limit is 1 minus tan inverse lower limit is minus 1. So finally here we'll get pi by 2. Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4 plus pi by 4 will give us pi by 2. So pi by 2 into pi by 2 will give us pi square by 4 is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate sin x raised to 5, cos x raised to 4. Our limit is minus 1 to 1, which suggests that we should check the function is even or odd. Our f of x is sin x raised to 5 and cos x raised to 4. So let's find out f of minus x. So here we'll get sin minus x whole raised to 5 and cos minus x whole raised to 4. Now, as we know, sin minus x is nothing but minus sin x whole raised to 5, and cos minus x is cos x whole raised to 4. minus sin x have power 5, which is odd one. So it will give us minus sin x raised to 5 into cos x raised to 4, which suggests that our f of minus x is minus f of x. Therefore, our function is odd one. So simply your integration is equal to 0. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate sin x raised to 4 upon sin x raised to 4 plus cos x raised to 4. Limit is from 0 to pi by 2. So let's use x replaced by summation of limit, which is pi by 2 plus 0 minus x. So this sin x will become sin pi by 2 minus x whole raised to 4 upon, again sin x will become sin pi by 2 minus x whole raised to 4 plus cos pi by 2 minus x whole raised to 4. Now sin pi by 2 minus x is nothing but cos x raised to 4 upon, again cos raised to 4x plus cos pi by 2 minus x is sin x raised to 4 dot dx. Now equation number 1 and equation number 2. Let's add 1 with 2. On left side we have I and I, so we will get 2i. Right side of the first equation, place it over here, plus right side of the second equation, place it over here. So limit is same and denominator is also same, so we can say we can add numerator directly. So here we'll get sin x raised to 4 plus cos x raised to 4. Our denominator will be as it is, dot dx. Both things will be cancelled out and we just have to integrate 1 with limit from 0 to pi by 4, which is equal to pi by 4. But don't forget, this is your 2i, so we can say your I is pi by 8, which is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate log sin x. Limit is from 0 to pi by 2. First step is x changes to summation of limit minus x, or we can say pi by 2 minus x. So here we'll get log sin, instead of x, put pi by 2 minus x dot dx. Now we know that sin pi by 2 minus x is nothing but cos x, and still this is your I. Now let's call the first term is equation number 1 and second term is equation number 2. Add equation number 1 and 2. On left side we will get I plus I, or we can say 2i, and the right side of the first equation, put it over here, plus the right side of the second equation, place it over here. Now the limit is same, so we can say log sin x plus log cos x dot dx, or we can say if we apply the property of log, we will get log sin x into cos. Now to simplify this term, let's multiply and divide by 2. Our numerator will become your sin 2x whole divided by 2 dot dx. So again, let's apply the formula of log. We will get log sin 2x minus log 2 dot dx. Let's assume the first term as I1. As you can see, in I1, the only difference is 2x and x within the angle of sine, right? So let's try to remove this 2x by assuming 2x is equal to t. So we will get 2 dx is equal to dt, or we can say dx is nothing but dt by 2. We also have to change the limit. Upper limit of x is pi by 2. So the value of t, 2 times pi by 2, or we can say pi. Similarly, your lower limit is 0. So your t must be 2 times 0, or we can say 0. So your I1 can be modified as integration 0 to pi log sine t dt by 2. So this 1 by 2 will be taking outside. We will get integration of 0 to pi log sine t. Now, as we get log sine t, our limits are changed. And one more thing, your fx, which is log sine t, having the property of f of pi minus x will be equal to log sine pi minus t, which is exactly equal as fx, right? So we can say by the property of definite integration, this 1 by 2 will be as it is. Sine pi minus x is equal to fx, right? Na? So should I simply limit become half and we have to multiply by 2. So 2 times integration of 0 to pi by 2 log sine t dot dt. Okay, so this 2 will cancel out, and as you can see, your I1 is exact as I. Let's call it equation number 3. भाई आ खबर पड़ी आ एक प्रॉपर्टी है કે f of pi minus x એટલે કે સમેશન ઓફ લિમિટ માઇનસ x હોય ને તો સિમ્પલી તમારા જે લિમિટ હોય એ હાફ કરી નાખવાની અને ઇન્ટિગ્રેશન ને 2 થી મલ્ટીપ્લાય કરી નાખવાની. ઓકે, નાઉ let's try to integrate the second term I2, which is simply integration of log 2. Limit is from 0 to pi by 2. Integration of log 2 will be log 2x. Limit is from 0 to pi by 2. So we will get log 2 will be as it is into pi by 2, which is your I2. So finally we can say your 2y, which is equal to I1 minus I2. I1 is nothing but I, and I2 is nothing but pi by 2 log 2. So we can say your I is minus pi by 2 log 2. Ta-da! This is your final answer. In this question, we have to integrate x upon a square sine square x plus b square cos square x. So the first step is change your x to summation of limit pi plus 0 minus x. So here integration will be from 0 to pi. Instead of x, we have to place pi minus x into 1 upon a square sine square pi minus x plus b square cos square pi minus x dot dx. Okay, so integration is from 0 to pi. Here we have pi minus x and 1 upon a square. Sine square pi minus x is nothing but sine square x. Similarly, b square cos square pi minus x is nothing but cos square x dot dx. Now we have to multiply this whole bracket with pi and x individually. So bracket multiply with pi will give us pi into bracket minus whole bracket multiply with x will give us x into bracket. As you can see, your second term is nothing but your I, and in first term we can take pi common and we just have to integrate a square sine square x plus b square cos square x dot dx. Limit is from 0 to pi. Let's take minus I on the left side. We will get 2y is equal to pi. Our integrating function fx. So let's take f of summation of limit, which is pi minus x is equal to 1 upon a square sine square pi minus x plus b square cos square pi minus, which is exactly equal to fx. So using the property, we have to multiply 2 with the limit and we have to divide half the limit pi by 2. Function will be as it is. Okay. So this 2 will cancel out and our I will be in pi will as it is, integration from 0 to pi by 2 1 upon a square sine square x plus b square cos square x dot dx. To integrate this format, we have to divide by cos square x. So numerator will become sec square x whole divided by a square. Sin by cos will become tan square x plus b square. Cos square x by cos square x will become 4. Now, to integrate this term, let's assume tan x is equal to t. So we will get sec square x dx is equal to dt. And let's change the limit. X is equal to pi by 2. Then your t will be tan pi by 2, or we can say infinity. And your lower limit is x equal to 0. Then t will be tan 0, or we can say 0. So your integration will become, I will be integration from 0 to infinity 1 upon a square t square plus b square dot dt, or we can say pi will be as it is. Let's take a square common. So we will get t square plus b square by a square dot dt. Limit is from infinity. So this pi by a square will be as it is. Integral 1 upon a, which is b by a, tan inverse t upon b by a. Limit is from 0. Now we just have to place the limit. This pi upon ab tan inverse, upper limit is infinity minus tan inverse 0. Tan inverse pi infinity is pi by 2. Tan inverse 0 is 0. So we will get pi square by 2ab is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate root cot x plus root tan x. So first of all, let's take root cot x will be as it is, and let's convert this tan x into under root of cot x dot dx. Let's take LCM. You will get cot x plus 1 upon root cot x dot dx, or we can say under root of tan x cot x plus 1 dot dx. Now let's assume the tan x is equal to t square. Now here we don't have the differentiation of tan x, so let's make x subjective. So we will get tan inverse t square. Differentiate both the side, we will get dx is equal to 1 upon square of t square will give us t raised to 4 into differentiation of t square, which is 2t dot dt. So we are ready to modify our integration. This root tan x will become your t, and this cot x, reciprocal of tan x, so we can say 1 upon t square. So this will become 1 upon t square plus 1, and your dx is 2t upon 1 plus t raised to 4 dot dt. This t will be as it is. Take a LCM, you will get 1 plus t square upon t square. Again, 2t upon 1 plus t raised to 4 will be as it is. So this t into t square will cancel out, and our integration will be 1 plus t square upon 1 plus t raised to 4. 2 is constant, take it outside. Now, this 2 will be as it is. To integrate this term, we have to divide it by t square in numerator as well as in denominator. So, our numerator will become 1 upon t square plus 1, and denominator will become 1 upon t square plus t square. Now, it is preferable that let's assume t minus 1 by t is equal to u. So, we can get 1 plus 1 upon t square dot dt is equal to du, and if square both the sides, we will get t square minus 2 plus 1 by t square is equal to u square, or we can say t square plus 1 upon t square is nothing but u square plus 2. Okay, so we are ready to modify our integration. 2 will be as it is. This 1 upon t square plus 1 dot dt will become your du, and 1 upon t square plus t square will become your u square plus 2. 2 will be as it is. Integration of 1 upon u square plus 2 is nothing but 1 upon root 2 tan inverse u by root 2 plus c. So this root 2 into 2 will become your root 2 tan inverse. The value of u is t minus 1 by t, or we can say t square minus 1 upon root 2t, and our final answer will be obtained by putting the value of t is equal to root x. So here we'll get, instead of t square, we have to put tan x minus 1 upon root 2. Instead of t, we have to put root tan x plus c. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate sine 2x into cos 2x upon under root of 9 minus cos 2x raised to 4. So, it's preferable that we should assume cos square 2x is equal to t, because its differentiation is available in numerator. So, let's differentiate both the sides. We will get 2 cos 2x into differentiation of cos 2x, which is minus sine 2x into 2 dot dx is equal to dt. Sine 2x cos 2x dot dx is nothing but minus dt by 4. So let's modify our integration. The sine 2x cos 2x dot dx will become your minus dt by 4, and 1 upon under root of 9 minus cos raised to 4 will be your t square. So this minus 1 by 4 is constant, take it outside, and integration of 1 upon root 9 minus t square is sine inverse t by a, or we can say t by 3 plus c. And to get your final answer, we just have to put value of t. So here we'll get sine inverse, instead of t, we cos square 2x whole divided by plus c is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate cos 6x under root of 1 plus sine 6x. To integrate this term, let's assume 1 plus sine 6x is equal to t. Differentiate both the sides. The differentiation of 1 will be 0. Differentiation of sine 6x will be cos 6x into 6 dot dx. will become your dt. So we are ready to modify our integration. This cos 6x dot dx will become your dt by 6 under root of 1 plus sin 6x is now your t. So 1 by 6 will be taking outside. Integration of root t is t raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 plus c. So we will get 1 upon 9 instead of t. You have to put 1 plus sin 6x whole raised to 3 by 2 plus c is your final answer. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate x raised to 4 minus x whole raised to 1 by 4 upon x raised to 5. So first of all, let's take x raised to 4 common from the numerator. So we will get x. Within the bracket, the remaining terms are 1 minus 1 upon x cube whole raised to 1 by 4. And in division, x raised to 5 will be as it is. So here we'll get 1 minus 1 upon x cube whole raised to 1 by 4 into 1 upon x raised to 4 dot dx. Now, it is preferable that we have to assume 1 minus 1 upon x cube is equal to t. So, if we differentiate both the sides, we will get 0 plus 3 upon x raised to 4 dot dx is equal to dt. Or we can say 1 upon x raised to 4 dot dx is nothing but dt by 3. So we are ready to modify our integration. Bracket raised to 1 by 4 will become t raised to 1 by 4 and 1 upon x raised to 4 dot dx will become your dt by 3. This 1 by 3 is constant, take it outside. Integration of t raised to 1 by 4 will be t raised to 5 by 4 upon 5 by 4 plus c. This 1 by 3 into 5 by 4 will become 4 by 15, and to get final answer, just place the value of t, which is 1 minus 1 upon x cube whole raised to 5 by 4 plus c. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate log x plus 1 upon log x the whole square dot dx. We have so many logs, so let's assume log x is equal to t. Now, we don't have any differentiation of log x within the multiplication of dx, so we should make x subjective. So we'll get, so your dx will become e raised to t dot dt. Now, we are ready to modify our integration. Here, log x will become log t plus 1 upon, instead of log x, we have to put t square, and dx is nothing but e raised to t dot dt. Now, this e raised to t suggests that we should set the differentiation of our fx, which is 1 by t. Let's write down log t as it is. To set the differentiation of log t, let's add and remove 1 by t. Dot e raised to t dot dt will be as it is. Now, let's separate the terms. From first two terms, we've got log t plus 1 by t into e raised to t. And from rest of the two terms, let's take minus common. So we'll get 1 by t minus 1 upon t square e raised to t dot dt. Now, apply the formula ft plus f dash t into e raised to t. To integrate this kind, we just have to ignore f dash t and your integration is done. Or we can say log t dot e raised to t. Same formula we can apply in this second term. We just have to integrate its differentiation, and integration will be 1 upon t dot e raised to t plus c. And to get final answer, we just have to put the value of t, log x. and e raised to t is nothing but x minus x upon log x plus c is your final answer. Ta-da!